Then, as he bade, I clasped his neck, and he, watching for a moment when the wings were open wide, reached over dexterously and seized the shaggy coat of the king-demon. Then, grappling matted hair and frozen crusts from one tuft to another, clambered down. When we had reached the joint where the great thigh merges into the swelling of the haunch, my guide and master, straining terribly, turned his head to where his feet had been and began to grip the hair as if he were climbing, so that I thought we moved toward hell again. "Hold fast," my guide said, and his breath came shrill, with labor and exhaustion. "There is no way but by such stairs to rise above such evil." At last he climbed out through an opening in the central rock, and he seated me on the rim, then joined me with a nimble backward spring. I looked up, thinking to see Lucifer as I had left him, and I saw instead his legs projecting high into the air. Now let all those whose dull minds are still vexed by failure to understand what point it was I had passed through judge if I was perplexed. "Get up on your feet," my master said. "The sun already mounts to middle tierce, and a long road and hard climbing lie ahead." It was no hall of state we had found there, but a natural animal pit hollowed from rock, with a broken floor and a close and sunless air. "Before I tear myself from the abyss," I said when I had risen, "Oh, my master, explain to me my error in all this. Where's the ice? And Lucifer, how has he been turned from top to bottom? And how can the sun have gone from night to day so suddenly?" And he to me, "You imagine you are still on the other side of the center where I grasped the shaggy flank of the great worm of evil which bores through the world. You were while I climbed down, but I turned myself about. You passed the point to which all gravities are drawn. You are under the other hemisphere where you stand. The sky above us is the half opposed to that which canopies the great dry land. Under the midpoint of what other sky the man who was born sinless and who lived beyond all blemish came to suffer and die. You have your feet upon a little sphere which forms the other face of the Judeca. There it is evening when it is morning here, and this gross fiend and image of all evil who made a stairway for us with his hide is pinched and prisoned in the ice pack still. On this side he plunged down from heaven's height, and the land that spread here once hid in the sea and fled north to our hemisphere for fright. And it may be that moved by that same fear, the one peak that still rises on this side fled upward, leaving this great cavern here. My guide and I crossed over and began to mount that little-known and lightless road to ascend into the shining world again. He first, I second, without thought of rest. We climbed the dark until we reached the point where a round opening brought in sight the blessed and beauteous shining of the heavenly cars. And we walked out once more beneath the stars. Then, as he
Powered by video.